Talatiu Akelisi. This is my third uh, broadcasting, and I'm talking today about losing your job. So here in Wellington, it's bit chilly and raining, and it's cold, but sun is coming up. Well, people are waiting for the sun to get up, and some are going to work to to earn for their families. But today, I'm concerning about losing your job. As we see here in New Zealand, a lot of redundancy and a lot of businesses uh, cutting down their staffs because of the income what they are getting from. So this is why TBC is for. And if you look at why TBC is helping people, because we are focusing on surviving people from hunger and a lot of things which the the founder has seen. He has vision for the future of the world, because the world now is getting more and more difficult for living for surviving in families. Well, if you lost your job, I was talking with a lot of my workmates about because there are redundancy everywhere in here in New Zealand, but some they don't know about TBC. So what we are looking for is to reach out to them and get them in here in this TBC business, so they can know what is TBC and what is for their families tomorrow. If you look at the, the homeless here in New Zealand, there are lots and lots of homeless because they haven't heard about TBC. So what we have to do is to reach out to them, reach out to the homeless, and talk to them about what is TBC can change their life for their futures, and also looking at these jobs. And nowadays, it's it just you don't know what's going on the next day. You have to be smart. You have to talk to your families. You have to talk to your uh, uh, neighbors and discuss what's their plans for their future if they lost their homes or lost their jobs. Because if you don't have job, you lost your home, and then you'll queue up in the somewhere in the wings or asking for benefit, but the benefit cannot survive you with your big families or with your mortgage and with other things. So what we have talked with my workmates about, because in our everyday life, we yes should be something. You have to be under under the roof, or you have your own home, or either here in New Zealand, it's very hard to get lower incomes, get their homes, their first home buyers. So we have to think about TBC, and you have to follow all these TBC uh, rules. And from there, you can talk to your leader about that. Even if you are not in New Zealand, you, if you are anywhere in the world. So that is what we are talking about. We have to be smart for everything and follow all what the admins are talking about. And you can go to uh, the blogs, read all the blogs, read all these, listen to all these YouTubes where the leaders of TBC are talking about, and you can catch all what they are talking about. It's your future and your family. So TBC is the one who will survive you for tomorrow. Even there are other cryptocurrencies. If you look at Bitcoin, BTC, it's going down and down and down. It's sinking, and you can hear that, or you can hear in the news. You can read uh, in the blogs from social media why it's sinking down. So lots and lots of things. And imagine about if you lost your job, what is the first thing in your mind? You're looking for something that can survive you, looking for something that backing you up. Because if you go to the winds for support, for family support, you'll be in a queue and you will be, well, if you are lucky to get immediately. But what I heard from my other workmates, um, which have been in this situation, they were in a queue for a long time. So how can you survive with your family, especially the young uh, couples, or you have grandkids, which you are looking after them, or they don't get benefit because they haven't get their status here in New Zealand. They are from outside of New Zealand. They are not residency. They only work permit. So this is the time for all of you who want to be in TBC. We have to work together to bring them in so that they know what's going on in TBC. They have to change their lives. Like when I was out of TBC, or I haven't been as a trusted seller, I was thinking about when I will be a trusted seller. How can I be a trusted seller? I talked to one of the top lady which I was in, and he says, "Oh, just wait." I says, "But I have going through all these the billion coins blog, and I was looking at and reading at them, and it's make me to wanting to get in the as a trusted seller." So I searched and searched around. I talked to a lot of people have been in the TPC. They were left behind from the from their top people. They were left behind. So this is the time where we can help each other. It's a bad feeling for us, which we join TPC with all our mind and all our heart that TPC will change our life. But just because you went to the wrong person, you went to the wrong uh, leader, but luckily, finally, I found Chultan with all her um, good-hearted lady. Even I don't know her or she doesn't know me, where I am from, where do I live. So, but because of her good-hearted, and she wants all struggling people to get in this community, to be in one, to get what they are looking for and looking for what they are planning for. And there's a place for you if you have the right person to join in. Well, all of those things you have to look for while those who hasn't been in the TBC, or those who has been in TBC, please, we have to work together and find out the way people can join and give them the good answers from their questions, and also looking forward to get all what the because all us here in New Zealand comes from different areas, different communities. Some we are lucky to have we are New Zealand citizens. We are lucky to be here in New Zealand, and we are lucky also to have TBC, which is changing things in the future. You can see us now as the uh, trusted seller. You can see everything which you haven't seen. So I'm working a lot with most of my workmates that we have seen and proved that in the near future, lots and lots more will be losing their jobs because of things will be changed. Things will be just working with the uh, robots, or they don't want more people in their workforce, or either they are budgeting or selling their companies. So think about those uh, problems here in New Zealand. And I think also outside of New Zealand, the whole world is the same thing as here in New Zealand, which jobs are very hard to get. And also it's very hard to get things on the table. So you are lucky to have a good job. You are lucky also to have things on the table. And what about others? So that's why we are talking to all our TBCs, spread out the good news to those who doesn't know. Even they say, oh, it's just a scam. Just go back to them and talk to them. Give your views and give what the blogs are telling you about the future of TBC, because they don't know what is going on in this TBC. You only have to pay $10 for your fee, and $10 will change your life. $10 also will create all your your dreams, and also helping out your struggling family. Even you can have a good job, you still have to come in and join TBC, because that is where TBC is for. If you look at what the crinkle is talking about, it's all for people to get survive, and also to get out of poverty. If you read most of the blogs, it helps a lot. Share them out. Even those on, if you go on a train, I share out also. If I'm on a train, I share this TBC. If they don't want it, I just give my number to them, my phone number. I'm happy to talk to them about the future of TBC and the future of them, because people are struggling here in New Zealand. There are people who don't need, they are not struggling because they have already got what they want. But for us are struggling, and we have to know most of our people, even they say they are not struggling. Okay, just say thanks very much. I didn't ask you to say that you are not struggling, but you have to help out or most of the people at work, even at home, in communities. And my most concerning thing is about losing your job, and you have a mortgage, you have a big family, you have debts. How can you pay all those debts without a mortgage, without a job? Try to be smart and think about tomorrow, because what they say is tomorrow never comes. So this is the time we have to help out. It's our communities, churches, and everyone at our workplace. Because workplace is the most important place where you share out your views, where you share out what you share out everything which you are in. Like we are in TBC family, and we know what TBC is all about. And other cryptocurrencies, we have to look forward for our community not to get involved with those uh, poverty and homeless. We have to check all of our communities, our neighbors to be safe, and they are in the right place at the right time, or they are in the right place, which people need to know that they are surviving, not struggling. Even if you are in your home and you don't know what your neighbor is struggling, so you have to share with your neighbor. You have to communicate with your neighbor. Your neighbors need you to help out, even they are not from the same place as you are. You have to talk to them to make them feel comfortable, to have to know you, and to share out what's your thoughts about for tomorrow, especially in TBC. And then, because they haven't heard about TBC, or they thought it is, oh, it's only a scam, as what most of people are saying. But it isn't. Try to get them inside as trusted seller. If you are in here as a trusted seller, you can see all things down, same as if you are in your family. You can see what's going on in your family. You can see everything in your house. You can see who's the good son, who's the good daughter, who's the bad son, who's the bad daughter. You have to talk to them, same as in work. You can see people at work. There are some good people, there are some bad people. But the most important thing which I'm concerning about, when you are losing your job, when you are under redundancy, because the money which you get from redundancy will never recover your family, will never stays at that amount. Well, if you know how to work with money, will stay that amount. But most of people, the money just come and go. And what is about their future? That's what we are talking about. If you lost your job, who's going to survive it for the next day, for the future of you and your family, for paying off your mortgage, for paying off your debt, and lots of things. Imagine here in New Zealand, electricity you have to pay. Even internet is the most important thing for us. That's why we communicate. Social media, because of internet, you have to pay these internet providers. Even your phone, you have to pay all those things. But if you lost your job, who's going to pay all those? You will never see again the internet unless you go out somewhere with this Wi-Fi, get the Wi-Fi from other people or go and do other things. But that's what we are talking about. We have to stick with uh, TBC, because TBC will save you for the future. You can see all things are coming, all good things are coming from TBC, from the admin. So share out to your workmates. You never know tomorrow you lost your job. You never know tomorrow something happened to you or something happened to one of your family. But you have to reach out first. This is a good opportunity for us as TBCians to do broadcasting. Things we don't know, we know from other people's research. So the most important thing is to share out, to reach out, to get all what they are looking for, and someone will say, "Oh, thanks very much. Thanks very much for coming and telling me, because I'm looking for those things for my future, for the future of my kids, or the future of my family and friends, because you cannot stay by yourself. You have to have a friend." So on both sides, you have to think and look for what is going on in this world, especially if you are struggling, especially if you if you don't get a good job, or especially if you are redundancy or lost your job. Those things you have to think about it. There are lots and lots of things which will come by the time you lost your job, by the time you got redundancy. Thanks if you get another job, another good job. But I would say TBC will save you and your family if you follow the rules, if you follow your leader, if you listen to your leader, if you ask your leader for things you don't know. Don't ever do things which you don't know and you try to do. That's where you don't get your knowledge from. Ask and you will get. You don't ask, you never get. Jobs in nowadays, um, on the edge, lucky who those who already retired from their job and have plans and have businesses and they are in TBC. But most of those who have been retired, they want to go back to work because they misuse their opportunities from their money. So look at those have been retired. They are going back to work, looking for jobs because they misuse their opportunities, their chances. They should know what TBC is all about. You should talk to them. TBC is only 2 years now, going to the third year. Most of the people don't know about TBC, but this is your chance as a trusted seller. You have to talk to them. Talk at your work, don't think your work will be there forever. There's a limit of years of life, and there's a time things will change. So, to all those who are listening or knows about the TBC, please share out the good news to people who are struggling, to people who are losing their job or have been redundancy, but their money will be running out. So this is the time where we have share. We can share to everyone. And it's a good thing to do your broadcasting, just reminding everyone what's going on in this world, what's going on in New Zealand, especially here in New Zealand. I'm talking about in New Zealand and people outside New Zealand who are listening or who can um, check out this broadcasting on YouTube. Well, it's your choice, and the good thing is to share out. You can share everything. You can talk to anyone. There's no barrier to stop you unless they don't want to listen to you, unless they don't take your advice. But they will regret. They will regret later. So the most important thing is your family and your job. Stick to it and think about tomorrow because tomorrow never comes. And those things which you have to keep in mind are the most important people in your life. Those important people in your life, you have to stick to them and share to them. And they can share it also to their workmates, to their classmates, to their communities, to anywhere in New Zealand. So be prepared to handle all what TBC is talking about. And God bless you all. Uh, catch up later this week. Bye.